Nokkahuitulo mata angayokkaati nokkahuitulo mata tema angayokkaavo pirokkavivu nokkahuitulo.
They never stayed in one spot for a long time. They would always travel back and forth, either go here for seal during the spring, over here caribou, maybe over here for the summer, maybe for the caribou.
Right. Follow the different foods.
Yeah.
Different animals.
Just like the seasons change all the time.
Like the seasons change, so do the hunting, and so do the
they
areas
they do, yes.
where they're living.
During the winter months, there might be good hunting, good caribou hunting over here. During the spring months, there might be some good fishing over here.
Yep.
During the summer months, there could be some good seal hunting over here.
So they would just move when she was young.
They would follow where the game is
animals,
at.
where the game is.
That's
exactly.
in order to survive.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was in the time when they were living more in igloos because they weren't permanent.
No.
Right? But when did that change? Like when you had your family, were you living in a house? Or still, Louisa was born in an igloo, right? So.
No takpani hanninga ilaruhiani takpani lohimata. Juligarting meqaarsuta tiguarsiga inuyune matigmihuaralaku atauhilikko qamanittualiassarpugut qamanittuarmi ukiarri luta itloqarnarriti ligutappaanga hanningaluma aullaulauloqatta lutaqaullungahuli tappaani innauqaloorama hanningaluuna tauvaktu taavani ilaruhiani luunami.
When she lost her mother, they were in Chesterfield. As fall was coming, they went over to Baker Lake, and from Baker Lake they went on a single-engine plane, and they brought them back up to Gary Lake area.
Wow, on a small plane.
Single other plane.
Wow.
It was her very first time to go into a plane when they were getting brought back up to Gary Lake when she was still just a child.
Tapani nuna kaulilaksuta. Sokai makatilaaqpaksuti avilaaqpaksuti katilaaqpaksuti teima naittuulaaqmata. Katinnahaaqaalulaqpakkalaaqsutiklu. Itloqtaarmi itloqalaamikluuni itloqtaarmi takulaaqhimanata. Tapani innaqoqqaulaqtunga tapani nunainnarmi. Makkuktuullungahuli immaqaasuuttiit fuattiilluunni tamaani nalia'nikiaq. Taqautilaulaqtunga uitaaриақалерamagu тенналу уигилерниартариннертара нулиақартик лугу такулаоракку Hunavunuliaq minit matrunninusaqaq taaqimallaornerluni. Tamarmi inuungittu. Tappaangequtipti innulianga upingaanginnaq inuuyugneemat. Tamanna upingaa qaulaulorluni ukiulerti'lugu unagu uiksartaarinayaq.
When they got moved back up to Geary Lake, she was still just a child, and as she was, they spent a few years up in Geary Lake.
Yeah.
When she was about 12 or
Is Geary Lake very big, or this is the area where they're on the land?
Yeah, where
Geary Lake, you're on the
land.
land.
Yes.
Okay, and you're moving around. Okay.
There would be some people coming and going,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that's where she spent most of her childhood, up in Geary Lake. And when she was about 12 or 13-year-old, her parents told her that this is going to be your husband.
Oh.
And the man that was chosen for her was already married with another lady and had 2 children with that lady.
Oh.
But then their 2 children, they were both stillborn.
Oh.
And within the following spring, the man's first wife suddenly passed away.
Okay.
Spring passed, summer passed, and then during the fall they told her that this man is going to be your husband, and she wasn't quite too thrilled or somewhat excited about that.
I heard that was a bit hard for some people.
Yeah.
So she had to marry this man?
Uitaagiaqalilortun.
Uitaaqiquyauqman. Uppirnikkuut ammalu angayoqqaama oqaasingitigut. Oqlu ajigiingittuun. Uppirnikkuut oqautijauhimayunga maleqatigingitamni uitaaqtailulanga. Angu'mik piqateqartailittiaqulaulortunga uppirniup. Tamatumanalaagu. Amma taakkua huuqlu tammarrailerluti uamnik pittiaqahuktikunga. Aakkauгала таммарриингитсуали наклингермитигуттаа аторtuugali оqaатисаулеқарма умминга уиксартаариарамаартаулеқарма исумалаорхималунга таммақниартаалуулеқарма пиужаимнертунга хуккунниалертунгақай тууннармиутааниалертуга исумаллаа.
There was a lot going through her mind when she was told that she was asked to be married to this man. It was by tradition, and it was by religion that she was being given to this man.
This was the Inuit religion, right?
I believe so.
I think so.
But then they needed a husband and a wife to survive.
Ikpigikatakulat ayoknaktualuulaqsimammat teipsiman.
Ila ayoknartualu makkuktuulni isumarsorna ayoknammarilorto. Kaangayoqqaanaalaguma lugit tuhaqtitaaqattalaaru angayoqqaatinaalatsaarlugit uvani eqataani таммарнартумма аторtailulutitsiorlu уктораут налеққари уволуни увингайо хортема атаатоққор налертууллумиммуун.
It was kind of like a slinky.
Wow, in what sense?
Balancing out.
Oh, balancing.
Yes, yeah.
Nayoqtatoqarilersugu aujaulooqsuni ukiungulooqsuni aujakkanni ma qaarluni upingakkannili mat katititaugia qalerattaguo itlortuakuluk muhorlu iteriuli teinnartuulerik lumateimu itlortuakulu teinnahiuqartuarmitto teikani katititauga.
It was maybe 2 or 3 years after they were together.
Mm-hmm.
They had to get married,
Mm-hmm.
and this was way up in Gary Lake.
Yeah.
And she thinks that was their very first time she ever went into a building that wasn't an igloo.
Oh.
Katititauga malikihennu taqartaali teinnika.
She finally started having children after she got married, not before.
How many years were you married?
Mom.
Sinigo
Mom.
unik tahi malak
Siptini ukiuni katimalortu inguya.
about 50 years or 50,
Over
50 years.
Teinna uilortarannu taqaliuqatigilarakku suuttiina quyalihinnalla.
She was blessed for being given to Thomas, and she was blessed to have 13, and she was blessed to have 13 children with him.
Yes, 13 beautiful children.
Yeah.
Yes, and I understand that 5 of those children are deaf, and how does she feel about the deafness in her family? Does it make a difference, or?
Can we give you Rita Kakluni Okayutuni Hitamani Tantimani Kano Yakangin Yakapa Okadahok Tuni Okadohit Tuniki.
Timertekkaagala kisani isomagaqattartakka ila nikkunatligidlu meqattartakka tuhaangittu oqaasiugalaaruни tiqlaartaaluni pittiangitauniaqalaaruни qaulitiaangi matakuuna uummatige
She kind of cares for them all in the same way, but for the deaf ones, she feels more for them because somebody back there is talking about them, and they don't know what they're talking about behind their back because they can't hear,
Yeah.
and that what breaks her heart. She treats her kids all the same way, but she feels more for the deaf ones. Their 5th child was adopted to her adopted father, which was Selena.
Oh. And was Selena deaf or hearing?
She was.
She was deaf too.
Oh.
Toqimmatallimani taqartaalortunga Luisa, Selina, Filipi, Jamari, Tuhaalaunutta.
She's got 5 children that are deaf.
Very interesting. And how many children?
Luisa, Selena, Philip, J.M. and John.
Yes.
They're the 5 that are deaf.
Yes, I know 4. Just Selena.
Hitamanigo Hayamaya to
Tuqaitallimanga inuimunila.
the 5th one's passed away.
Oh, I'm very sorry. Very sorry. So when her, did she know Luisa was deaf right away when she was born?
Kai lakin no lapit o kayo ito lakmat Luisa inu lakilu.
Ano kaiwan lakin naktukalakhimakongin man. Kaniniyaninganingutako. Kaya malawit nga inuhak lugo. Kapsi Tatkakapit ako rin malawit ako. Tuhangit mga, tuha mga ako malawit ako.
Nobody knows as soon as the child is born if they're deaf or not. It wasn't weeks. It was maybe a few months after that she found out that she could have been deaf.
Luisa told me that she went away to school.
Iliniyagay lang si Maya ko, Luisa, out actually.
Anya nga suni ang lalaki malulawin ni Pimo. Isa katak tukululak suni kaningit siya laki malutalingi itlukto. Tama na kaman siya kaninga ni ukiyakigap ta, ukiyumat. Kimukiahiyat ni awlak palang mata. Ano rinyak tumi ikayo kayak niyak sunga anit lunga. Niya na rin luni. Luni. Apuk ni. Niya na rin ma kotigin ako sana uiga ikayo kayak sigo. Mina ano katawag yak po niya. Dila unuk ma kanuilaw nito hinigyak ta kanuilaw nito. Tupak kapta. Ujjarilat taka imak na ilinga. Kaling imak na imak. Ujjarilat ta. Kung nga pakinigya ka laki, ihibing nito na. Awla dyan. Ako ilag ka, uiga ako tinok sumahuluki ako na. Ipag sa kanila may kala mahuluki ako. Kaling ihibing na ayok to. Temat na ilulok. Isa magsakya ko lulala ako sa kanina mga apta. Anya ko muligya ka muligya titaw tilo. Sila anya ko mo. Ko kaya timok. Anya ko liya. Anya ko liya kata. Kau dihak tahu kami. Saya makna ko hingit mati. Ko hingit ay nak manitalingi. Kau tidak lok semua. Aku lagi aku ni magkukuha. Masuk ni ukiyo kaya aku kululak cikulu ko. Saya makna ililak ako. Di kakakawan yung ilulak.
She was actually set up because of her arms. That day prior, both her arms were normal, just like ours, right? She went to go and help her husband harness the dogs.
Yeah.
There was somebody taking care of Luisa, so she thought nothing of it. She went to go and help Thomas harness up the dogs.
Yeah.
And then that same night or that following morning, they noticed that she was curled up, or she had her arms curled up like that. They tried opening her arms up, but they couldn't move. So they were not too far from Baker Lake.
Yeah.
It was during the fall time.
During what?
During the fall.
During the fall.
time, waiting for the winter
Yeah.
months. So they, from where they were, they traveled to Baker Lake by dog team to go see a nurse, and that's when they told them that Luisa had to go out for treatment. I guess was into Winnipeg.
Saya mau kau mau dak citolok sama anyak suni. Linya yak suni itu adalah anyak na dak citolok kami. Yukiurukta taikani luni uwani lokti luta. Tikilitain na lokima.
When Luisa got sent out, she was out for at least a year. and this was before she went to school.
Yeah.
And when they moved here to Lincoln, that's when they sent Louisa back here. And this was before she went to school.
Oh.
At that time, she went out for treatment for her arms,
Oh, okay.
and she was gone for maybe more than a year. Yeah, before she went to school.
And so where was Louisa born?
Nani inulok si Magongo Luis.
Pani hani nga yun na maktawag tugtapok sa mailakaw siya ni wala kumi. Amit tumi ako nakatilitin na ko na yulok to inubidok ta. Ukiyuk. Pingakako doktor.
There's a place called Gary Lake, northwest of Baker Lake, but somewhere along the river, and that river is quite large.
Yeah.
And they call that the back river.
Oh.
Back river. Yeah. It's attached to Gary Lake, somewhere along that area there.
So sort of on the land?
Yeah, just out on the land.
Just out on the land, not in a hospital, in the winter?
In the winter. No hospitals. No. She's given birth to 2 children where there's no doctors, just in igloos.
Just in igloos? Is that scary? Or is...
It was in their culture, so at that time they weren't
normal.
scared.
It was
normal
regular
just
to do it that way. It was with the family and comfortable. Inuit Sign Language is like Inuktitut. It's a local language.
Yeah.
It's very important. You know, I know there's a mixing of the ASL, the English sign, but up here it's different. It's all influenced by Inuit Sign Language, ISL, which is like Iwu, and Philip is very good in this. And I met a couple of elder men, hearing men from Molly's family yesterday who were Iwu's friends, who were very good in it. So it's still continuing, part of the tradition of the Inuit language through the Inuit Sign Language, not just the spoken. So.
Ami horum na kawi himalaptok. Okalugun nak mata kanya sinak mo talukta kalumet okalumako okaloy kataw miak tulwa katak matago luiset kunni pilipit kunni. Kuya tok ami horum ni okalagun nak mata takun ni nga iduktu na sumayuni kamat. Tako. Atok takting tako Pilipin.
Ila. Ilitibyo mata. Ilitibyo wala mata. Kaya lihin na lilaw niyo wali. Kuwa nga ato kong nangikalaw si makukuni at sukal lang at akong mata kuya tungat.
Yeah, she's very happy about that too.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, thank you very much again, Kuya Nami. Thank you so much.
Hila.
Thank you for sharing with me.